if you're gonna let me switch with anyone, I might as well go straight to the top, right? So I would switch with the president, not because I think I could do a better job. It's not bad. It's just my interest in politics and the interest in learning how our country really works, even if just for a day, even if just to get a glimpse of that.
One of my recent heroes is Elon Musk, who's the founder of Tesla and also SpaceX. It just seems like an extremely dynamic person taking on some of the greatest challenges in the world right now.
I would switch places with Tony Hsieh. He is the CEO of Zappos. I just really admire the e-commerce company he has built.
It has to be Warren Buffett. Even if I get a slight understanding of his thought process or his approach to life or philanthropy, I think I can do wonders with my life.
If I could switch places with one person, probably Sheryl Sandberg is the COO of Facebook. I find her to be fascinating because just the sheer volume of what she has to get done in a day.
You know, I think it'd be very interesting to live a day in the shoes of the CEO of IBM. You know, IBM's a multi-billion-dollar company, 500,000 employees across about 150 countries, and I think it'd be really fascinating to have an opportunity to see what would it be like to run a corporation that's bigger than many countries in the world.
Since it would only be a day, if I could switch places with someone, it would be Jurgen Klinsmann. He is the U.S. men's national soccer coach.
For now, it would actually be Mark Cuban, a common person that we all talk about a lot right now. It's because I think that he's pushing himself to live life to the fullest. And he's not only involved in business, but philanthropy and community and sports. And it just sounds like it's a role that could be entertaining in all aspects of life.
I want to switch places with Keira Knightley in the making of Pirates of the Caribbean so that I can spend the afternoon with Johnny Depp.
Someone with hair, because I need hair.
I think when I look back at who I relied on growing up, I would probably name my grandfather. You know, he passed away a number of years ago, but you know, growing up, he was a resource for me, someone that I went to for a lot of things. And I think if I want to spend the day to get someone's, you know, perspective on stuff, I'd like to spend that day when he was about my age. You know, he was raising a young family, running his own business, had spent some time in war. I'd like to get kind of his perspective and how I could use that, you know, moving forward.
If I could switch places with one person for a day, it would be my 8-year-old daughter, because I would love to live in the world today and not have to think about what's happening tomorrow or the day after.
Actually my kids, because then I get to experience sort of youth again, you know, being a kid again.
If you asked me this in like 6 months, my answer would probably change, but right now it would be my wife, because she's expecting. So trade places with her and see what she has to go through for 9 months.
I think maybe it would be my wife on the night that we met and trying to figure out why she liked me, especially because I was dressed as David Hasselhoff with a mullet wig. And I found out years later she actually thought that was my real hair.
I'd have to say my wife. She works at a local nonprofit in town, and I think it'd be really interesting to better understand her day-to-day challenges.
I would switch places with anybody that helps the disadvantaged, whether it's people that work in a soup kitchen or a social worker, somebody that, you know, spends their time and passion really helping the disadvantaged. I help people as a lawyer, but helping people that are less fortunate would be a great way to switch places, and just that reward and satisfaction that they get on a daily basis would just be awesome.
From a history standpoint, it'd be Abraham Lincoln. And the reason I say that is, from a president standpoint, people probably say president, but he had to deal with probably the most traumatic time in the history of the United States. And as an entrepreneur, you have to deal with, you know, things that come at you in every different directions that you have to learn from and grow from. And I don't think anybody in history has dealt with as much as he had to deal with when the country was divided.